Here's a question. Why do some people, even with six-figure salaries, end up broke, while others, with ordinary jobs, quietly become millionaires? The answer has nothing to do with math and everything to do with psychology. Because wealth isn't built in your bank account first, it's built in your mind. Today, we're diving into 7 truths from The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Truths that will completely reshape the way you think about money. And fair warning, if you ignore these, you may spend your entire life chasing wealth, but never actually feel rich. So let's begin. Truth 1, luck and risk, the invisible forces. Money loves to play games with us. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your financial success isn't always about how smart you are or how hard you work. Sometimes it's luck. Sometimes it's risk. Bill Gates went to one of the only high schools in America that had a computer in the 1970s. Without that stroke of luck, would Microsoft even exist? But here's the kicker. For every Bill Gates, there were thousands of equally smart kids who never got the same chance. So what's the takeaway? Humility. Never assume your success is 100% your doing, and never assume someone's failure is 100% their fault. And hey, if you think your life is all bad luck, remember, at least you weren't born in the 1300s during the Black Plague. That's some perspective. But seriously, recognize luck and risk, respect them, and you'll make smarter, less arrogant financial decisions. And that leads us to truth number 2. Truth 2, saving important than earning. Here's a harsh reality check. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep. We all know that person flexing a new iPhone, expensive sneakers, and maybe even a car they can't afford. They look rich, but they're actually broke. Meanwhile, someone quietly saving 20% of their income, that person is on the path to real freedom. Why? Because savings is the gap between your ego and your income. And here's the shocking part. The size of your savings matters more for wealth than the size of your paycheck. I'll prove it to you in a moment. The truth is, most people don't fail financially because they didn't make enough. They fail because they spent too much trying to look rich. So save aggressively. Because savings isn't about money, it's about control over your future. Truth 3, compounding, the 8th wonder of the world. Now this one is almost magical. Compounding. Albert Einstein supposedly called it the 8th wonder of the world, and he wasn't exaggerating. Here's why. Small, consistent growth over time creates results that feel almost impossible. Think about Warren Buffett. 99% of his wealth came after his 50th birthday. Why? Because compounding needs time. It's like planting a tree. For years, it looks like nothing's happening. Then one day, boom, it's massive. And you're that guy at the barbecue saying, yeah, I planted this when I was 20. Here's the scary part though. Compounding works against you too. Debt compounds just as relentlessly as investments do. So the question is, will you let compounding work for you or against you? Truth 4, freedom, the ultimate currency. Money can buy a lot of things. Cars, clothes, vacations. But the greatest thing money buys? Control of your time. Think about it. What feels better? Driving a Ferrari or waking up on a random Tuesday and deciding, you know what, I'm not working today. Wealth isn't about stuff, it's about freedom. The tragedy is, most people trade their freedom away for things they don't even need. So next time you spend money, ask yourself, is this giving me freedom or taking it away? Truth 5, never enough. Here's where most people get trapped. Even billionaires fall victim to this. Never feeling like they have enough. Take Rajat Gupta, a man with incredible wealth and power. But it wasn't enough. He risked it all in insider trading and lost everything. Why? Because envy destroys judgment. And let's be real, comparing yourself to others financially is like comparing who has the bigger burrito at Chipotle. It doesn't matter. You'll still be full. Here's the truth. If you don't learn to feel enough now, you never will. Which brings us to truth number 6, something even more terrifying. Truth 6, tails drive. Everything in life, a small number of events create the majority of outcomes. In investing, it's called tail events. Just a handful of stock picks, a few big decisions, or one lucky break can shape an entire career. Here's the scary part. You don't know when those tail events are coming. That's why consistency matters more than brilliance. You don't need to be right all the time. You just need to stay in the game long enough for the rare, life-changing moments to find you. And in truth number 7, you'll see the mindset shift that separates those who build lasting wealth from those who lose it all. Truth 7. Wealth is what you don't see. Here's the final and maybe most important truth. Wealth is invisible. It's the cars not bought, the vacations skipped, the flashy watches you didn't purchase. The problem? Society glorifies spending. Instagram flex culture has convinced us that being rich means showing it. But real wealth, it's silent. Every time you see someone flaunting luxury, remember, that's not wealth, that's spending. Wealth is the freedom and security sitting quietly in your investments, your savings account, your future. So the next time you're tempted to flex, remind yourself, the richest people don't need to prove it. So let's recap the 7 truths. 1. Luck and risk shape more than you think. 2. Saving beats earning. 3. Compounding is magic. Use it. 4. Money buys freedom, not stuff. 5. Never enough is a trap. 6. Tails drive everything. 7. Real wealth is invisible. Now here's the million-dollar question. Which of these truths will you actually apply to your life starting today? Because knowing them changes nothing. Acting on them changes everything. And no, acting on them doesn't mean buying that $997 get-rich-quick course you saw on TikTok. It means building habits right now. If you're serious about building wealth, not just money but true freedom, then hit that subscribe button. Because here on Achieve Line, we're building a generation that doesn't just chase wealth. We master it.